Jordan, John Gaffney, and Byron Jarrett. For Houston, just their third road game of the season, the first since December 8th. Temple, on the other hand, a perfect 5-0 at home this season. Breon Brady gets the first look on the offensive possession as Temple comes down with the rebound. 11-3 on the season are the Owls. Quentin Rose, along with Alston Jr. and Nate Pierre-Louis, rounding out 66% of the scoring output this season, as Perry, along with Aflakpy, rounding out the starting five. As for Houston, wins over Memphis, 2-0 on the season in conference play, including a win against Tulsa. A look at their starting lineup, led by that senior backcourt of Galen Robinson, along with Corey Davis, and a turnover.
22 last year in Houston's win against Temple.
Fran Dunphy, in his 13th and final season for the Temple Owls, said in April that this will be it, his final year. Will retire at the end of the year, as Temple trying to get back to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2016. Here's Alston Jr. Off the mark, great rebound, and the second chance put down by Pierre-Louis.
Yeah, Nate Pierre-Louis is like a Houston guard in that he rebounds the ball extremely well, while Houston, undersized, especially with Corey Davis Jr. and also Galen Robinson, those guys go to the boards.
Cedric Alley from the corner, and loose ball picked up here by Robinson, off to Davis for three, and the rebound collected by Aflakpy, the top rebounder on this Temple team, averaging over 7 a game. Quentin Rose, the junior out of Rochester, New York, the nice floater, as Perry muscles his way in. Both teams early on struggling, Mark.
Yeah, Breon Brady was just so good inside, built the fence around the basket, challenges the shot. Houston just so stingy, one of the great defensive teams in the country. There's Brady inside. Keep an eye on him. He's a key. We talk a lot about the guards. The three-guard lineup of Houston. Keep an eye on number 24 in red, Breon Brady.
Brady, known by Coach Sampson as an old-school brawler. They'll need that in the front court tonight against the Owls. Alston, good vision into the corner to Rose, and Robinson comes down with it.
That's the shot Houston wants to force. Quentin Rose from three-point land with a hand in his face.
Alley left open in the corner. Robinson knocks down the three.
Was not known as a three-point shooter 1 year ago. This year, 40% from behind the arc.
Only had 4 made threes last year. That was a part of the game that Kelvin Sampson had said needs to improve for Galen Robinson to have success. Alston with a defender in his face. Alley comes down with the weak side rebound. They look inside to Brady, who draws the double team.
Well, Cedric Alley was wide open on the cut. Brady didn't recognize him.
Robinson short on the three, and quickly ahead. Rose gonna take it himself.
Quentin Rose, one of those guys, if he can get going early, get an easy look early, that's good news offensively for Temple.
Temple began this game 1 of 7 from the floor. Good trap defense orchestrated by Temple. Armani Brooks, the junior in the corner, coming off a 22-point performance against Memphis.
Athlete like that gets a good look early, like a dunk. You never know what's going to happen next with a Quentin Rose with that talent.
And he's a guy that can turn defense into offense very quickly. Brooks off the screen. And the struggles continue from beyond the arc. Meanwhile, for Temple, going up against this daunted Houston defense, limiting opponents to under 60 points per game, top 10 in the country.
And to find his stride. And DeJon Jarreau, also the transfer from UMass, is just now getting healthy. He adds maybe their best and most talented guard to this lineup. Number 13 in red, guarding on the ball right now is Shiz Alston.
Alston out of the timeout, the long-range three-point shot. The #1 scorer in the American, over 19 a game, puts Temple up by 2. Jarreau, the UMass transfer, The talent undeniable according to his coach, and we just saw it there.
Yeah, he can stretch you. He's 6'5". He's got some Spider-Man defense in his game. He really spreads out. He gets those tentacles out and gets deflections. I love this kid's upside.
Pierre Louis working it inside. Alston, he can shoot the three from anywhere on the court, and he draws 14 straight foul shots over his last 3.
Shiz Alston, Rick. He not only wants to take big shots, but he and his teammates believe he's going to make, well, not only the three-point shot that he made with no time on the shot clock, but also he waved Ernest Aflakpee out of the way late in the game and said, I'm running the give and go. Give it to me and go away, because I'm going to make a play. He is a special talent for Fran Dunphy.
Jarreau on the other end drawing contact. He will go. Louisiana mentioned the UMass transfer.
And there you see the writing on the bottom of DeJon Jarreau's shoes as he's honoring his grandmother, Erlene Nelson, who died at 81, and his cousin, Theodore Jones, who's known as a rapper, young greatness, who also was shot to death in New Orleans. That's just over the last several months. He's played with a heavy heart.
Pierre Louis, strong baseline, unable to convert. And the rebound by Gresham and a turnover. Rose strong to the basket. That one blocked away by Jarreau. Rose just a 58% free throw shooter. Generates most of the offense.
9 straight games. He's had 13 or more points. He had 17 in that win in the Roundhouse at Wichita State.
A 12-8 lead, Temple on Houston. Cougars 15-0 on the season. Jarreau gives it off to Corey Davis.
Well, Quentin Rose is taking away any pass to Armani Brooks.
Gresham partially blocked by Damian Moore. 6'11" junior the other way. Alston loses control of it in a turnover. Numbers for Houston. Jarreau with the left hand.
Well, just completely unacceptable transition defense by Temple. That is way too easy, especially for the athletic presence of DeJon Jarreau.
Pierre Louis unable to answer with the right hand. Moore tracks down the loose rebounds.
And that is just very poor transition defense.
Rose off the inbound, off the mark. Temple struggling to begin this game, 4 of 12. Fabian White, the junior, off the bench for Houston. Great spin move. Offensive rebound and draws a foul.
More healthy and in shape, watch out.
And it speaks to the depth that we have seen from Houston. Second to none in this American Conference when it comes to depth, as Brady comes up with the bucket and ties it up at 12.
Yeah, Houston can burn 15, 20 fouls inside with their big guys. They can rotate them.
A Houston defense holding opponents to just 59 points per game. A steal leads to transition. Davis for 3. A 7-0 run for Houston has them in the lead.
And 5 of those points have been in transition.
What makes this Houston defense so tough to contend with?
Watch the red jerseys together. They move in tandem. See how Brady comes across and helps out right there? Now, there was some bodily...
And I thought the most interesting stat, and Coach brought it up to us in shoot-around last night, was the...
...done is he's recruited guards that are willing to go rebound and be tough defenders. And oh, by the way, they shoot the 3-ball pretty well as well.
Houston, who started off the game 3 of 9, has knocked down their last 3 shots. A 1-point lead. Coming off an NCAA tournament run into the second round last year, taken away by Alani Moore, the junior, a spark plug off the bench for Temple. Rose, step back jumper. And possession. Let's not forget UCF, 6 straight wins off that loss to Missouri. Aubrey Dawkins, Taco Fall, BJ Taylor. UCF, the preseason favorite in this conference, certainly has lived up to the billing.
And there's a big difference between being picked third and being picked first in the preseason. But that is a veteran lineup for Johnny Dawkins. And Johnny Dawkins is so even-keeled, it won't affect the Knights of UCF. They look really good to me.
Nate Hinton off the bench, the preseason freshman of the year in the American, 11 in red for Houston. Shot clock down to 5. Cedric Alley from the corner. Who a year ago took this program to the conference championship game, losing by 1 to Cincinnati. Then that last second shot by Jordan Poole from Michigan in the second round of the NCAA tournament said the best is still to come with this Houston program.
You know, they didn't dwell on that either. They really never talked about what happened in the Michigan game, but it certainly has been a motivator for them.
J.P. Moorman off the bench, knocks down coming in, making 38 threes over their last 4 games.
Now, I like the way J.P. Moorman is playing right now, playing with a lot of confidence, knocking down the 3-ball, and a physical presence as well for Temple.
You'll notice for Temple, 31, that's Nate Pierre-Louis, normally 15, had to have his jersey changed, forces the turnover. In transition, Alston for 3. Back on the minds of the Irish, 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and on the ESPN app. Maybe the number of the night, 2,600 days since the last time 1 versus 2 involved someone other than UConn.
You are such a play-by-play stud.
I'm also good at reading stats.
You brought it.
As we approach the midway point, Robinson with 6 on the shot clock. Gresham has to give it up. Robinson, long range. And Mark
teaches a class on campus for the Fox School of Business, and we saw him teaching in practice yesterday and this morning. This team is very well schooled, well prepared.
Issues offensively, just 3 of 14 to begin this game for the Owls. Shooting over 20%. As possession second only in field goal percentage to Texas Tech at 36%. And we're seeing that tonight as Temple with just 1 field goal in the last 6 minutes. Moore with the beautiful left hand.
Alani Moore goes down with an ankle. Limping back.
Sunday against Wichita State with a key pair of 3s that he hit.
And he hasn't shot the ball well. He's shot under 30% basically for his career. And so all 3 balls that come from Alani Moore are big.
Brooks from the elbow. And the struggles for Houston's offense continue.
Now, there are some matchup issues right now. Quentin Rose matched up with Armani Brooks. Rose has a little bit of size on him. It's bothering Brooks.
Moorman. Great vision by Pierre-Louis to a flat P. Number 17, Houston, one of 3 undefeateds left in college basketball, along with Michigan and Virginia. From your standpoint, Mark, what is Temple doing to cause frustration for Houston?
I like their matchups. In particular, Quentin Rose is taking away Corey Davis Jr. and also Armani Brooks when he's matched up. Now we got Nate Pierre-Louis matched up with Brooks. That's a good matchup for Temple.
White, baseline into the corner. 3 that comes down. Nate Hinton coming off a big performance against Memphis, 19 points and 9 rebounds, and a good answer for the Cougars.
John, that's why their ceiling is high. You got a freshman like Nate Hinton, who's at 6'5", can see over shorter defenders and knock down the 3-ball.
Rose. 3 that goes down, and that's a good sign for Temple for a junior guard that has struggled from beyond the arc this season. And Robinson with an answer.
For all the defense we saw earlier, we're seeing offense raining down here at the Liacouras Center over the last 4 possessions.
24-21 lead for Temple. Looking to knock off the 15-0 Houston Cougars. And how about Quentin Rose with the last 5 points for the Owls?
Every time a shorter defender rotates to Quentin Rose, he's exposing them.
Rose was someone who tested the NBA waters, was told to elevate his game, become more of an elite scorer. As Davis with the offensive rebound. Leader for this team along with Robinson. You talk about that shoot-around last night. That was as most intense of a shoot-around as I have ever seen calling college basketball games.
Yeah, you'd have been dead. if you were out there in Jersey.
It was intense. It was high flying. It was certainly high energy, as was the victory in Atlantic City. The Owls, who struggled to begin the game, 4 of 17, have knocked down their last 4 shots. And Rose draws contact, will head to the free throw line.
This is the best player for the season, but Quentin Rose has been the best player over the last 4 minutes.
Shiz Alston, who's the #1 scorer in the conference, but let's not forget about Quentin Rose, second on this team in scoring over 16 a game.
Watch Quentin Rose, #1 against Giroux. Shot goes up. Rose with the rebound.
Quick one and done for Houston. You go back to their win against Memphis. 28 points came off of turnovers. You add in
a guy that doesn't have the repetitions of a lot of guys that have all the experience, but that young dude is going to turn into a great one for Kelvin Sampson.
Part of the depth that we talked about. Gresham along with White. You add in Brady as well in the front court.
Gresham's going to be the best one of the bunch. It's all said and done.
A Flackby off the assist from Shiz Alston has built this lead up to 6 with under 6 minutes to go.
Boy, good job by Temple with backside rotation. The ball just stalled.
Hinton guarded by Perry. 7 on the shot clock for the freshman. And the loose rebound into the hands of Rose.
I am really impressed with Temple's half-court defense in this first half. It has been textbook.
Temple undefeated at home this season, 5-0. Off an impressive road victory in overtime against Wichita State. Rose, the push-off, and the 3 does not go down. Giroux at the point. Robinson, great vision in the corner. Davis knocks down the 3. The 6th made 3 for Houston tonight.
If I'm Fran Dunphy at halftime, there's only one thing I'm going to talk about. Defensive transition. That's how Houston has scored effectively. Half-court sets, it's been painful at times for them to get the ball in the right spots. The basket, you got to transition defense to people.
Robinson off that assist. He's second in the American, averaging 5.5 per game. The heart and soul of this team, according to Kelvin Sampson. Bounce pass, Davis. Alston comes up with it.
Well, Davis had 2 guys flying at him, and Jalen Robinson was wide open at the top of the key. There's Rose again, going off that cut. He's got Corey Davis down low.
Alston with Grisham in his face. No, rebound, and the second chance by...
Right now is owning the paint inside, and a careless pass by Fabian White.
Leads to a Perry bucket, and Temple is starting to roll right now over Houston, their largest lead of this first half. 7-point lead for Temple. Looking to knock off one of the 3 undefeateds here in college basketball. And
they go to Florida State, who only scored 52 against Virginia in their last outing on the road.
Virginia, along with Houston and Michigan, the last 3 unbeatens in college basketball. Houston right now on the ropes in this first half against the Owls. Out of the timeout, Davis with 5 left on the shot clock. Jumper, no. There's Alley with the offensive rebound and gives it away. The steal by Quentin Rose. Ahead to Pierre-Louis.
Turn it into offense.
Giroux with the foul. That's NCAA tournament appearances. His final year with the Owls. You talk to all the players. They certainly want to go out as a champion for Fran Dunphy. And with playmakers like Quentin Rose, Shiz Alston, and Nate Pierre-Louis, that could certainly happen in this conference.
Heck, I want him to go out as a winner. There isn't anybody in the coaching profession that doesn't want him to go out as a winner.
One of the great coaches in college basketball. Alley unable to convert on the 3. What is Temple doing right now at this point that has confused and frustrated Houston?
Defensively, they've taken away dribble penetration. They've done a really good job on their backside rotations whenever they've doubled.
Giroux the steal. And the push off by Rose, who Kelvin Sampson has really taken under his wings. He has become a true force off the bench for the first time in his career for Houston.
He starts off every day on Twitter. It says, "Thank God for today." And he said publicly that Coach Sampson always had his back. That's the trust that Coach Sampson, he just delivers to his players. He's tough on them, but he loves them as well.
We saw how tough he was last night at the shoot-arounds.
Got his rear end chewed and then was relieved of duty for a while. Kelvin Sampson.
The heart and soul is Robinson of this Houston team. Rose knocks down both free throws to stretch this lead out. His 12 points, game high right now, 37-28. Temple in front as we close upon the last 2 minutes of this first half.
Watch the matchup of Quentin Rose, number 1, with Armoni Brooks, number 3 in red. Here comes Brooks. See him close out? He's long that way. He's taken away his jump shot.
Temple's defense has simply confused this Houston offense. Rattles in and out. There's that 3 attempt by Brooks. Davis tried to make a chase for it, but it's Alston controlling possession.
Well, now they're going to make Houston play half-court defense for about the next 15 seconds.
I think what's even more impressive in this first half for Temple is the fact that their leading scorer, Shiz Alston, only has 6, and it's an 11-point advantage.
Because Quentin Rose has stepped up.
Mormon off the 3. Robinson with the rebound, pushing tempo ahead. Good vision in front. Hinton finding the open.
Every time Houston gets an easy basket, it's off pushing the pace. So Kelvin Sampson's going to go to halftime and say, push it, push it, push it.
Sampson said time and time again, the best is yet to come for Houston. 15-0 on the season. Rose with an answer, driving baseline.
That's awful. It's really good by Quentin Rose, but rarely do you see a layup like that against this vaunted Houston defense.
The #1 scoring defense in the American, allowing less than 60 points in a game. What a shot! Unbelievable reverse by Grisham.
You like the upside of this team?
Wow.
And they're going to get better. They're good now. I'm telling you, next year they'll be even better. And then how the rest of his offensive confidence flows from that. And that's exactly what we saw from Quentin Rose. He got it from defense early in this game.
About a 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock for Alston.
Usually a flat P comes up for the ball screen and Shiz Alston makes a play. Here it comes.
Shot clock to 3 for Alston. Saw that at Wichita State. Good defense by Houston.